Welcome back. There is buzz around Nitish Kumar's name as convener of the India bloc, even as suspense continues over the alliance's next crucial date of meeting. Sources from the India alliance say that Nitish Kumar's appointment as convener is almost certain and a virtual meeting endorsing the decision is likely to happen soon. The Congress discussed this proposal of Nitish Kumar with him and RJD chief Lalu Prasad Yadav. Other partners within the bloc have also been consulted and taken into confidence. But even as the convener's post is done, seat sharing continues to snowball into a bigger war every day, at least in public, especially between parties like the Congress and TMC over the seat sharing in West Bengal. The question we ask is this: while the convener position may be decided, it is one step forward, but what about seat sharing? Is the India bloc going to be able to come to terms with each party's ambitions, or is it already too late to work this out? Let's go across to our guest. Shazia Ilmi of the BJP continues to be with us. So does Amitabh Tiwari. DollySsharma is the Congress spokesperson joining us. Manojit, Mandal, political analyst, also with us. Dolly, we've heard Adhir Ranjan Chowdhury make very serious, big comments in response to what we are hearing from the TMC. The TMC is not willing to give you any more than 2 seats in West Bengal. They say they have their own rationale. Just shortly, a few minutes ago, Adhir Ranjan Chowdhury has said that if Mamata Banerjee has the guts, she should fight me from Behrampur. And earlier he has said nobody went begging to Mamata Banerjee. We can fight on our own, we can win on our own. This doesn't sound like negotiation. It sounds like a bit of fight in public.
See, there are meetings going on in India Alliance, and I think this is the leader of India Alliance, all the leaders of the Congress party. They will sit and decide how many seats, they will negotiate on the seats, how much Mamata Banerjee want to give to the Congress party and how much Congress party wants from Mamata Banerjee, TMC. So it is the leaders that they have to decide on the seats sake. And like Adhir Ranjan Chowdhury ji said, if they'll not be able to do it, we are ready to fight alone also. So like ultimately it is the leader's decision.
Yes, but these are leaders talking. Some of them have made these statements in public. These are not, just ordinary members of the party. Does it not look in public at least that your parties are not on the same page, and this is now January now?
No, in politics, anything can change in seconds and minutes and hours. So in politics, you can't be decided on today. So there is time to the Lok Sabha elections. But right now, as the meetings are going on, our party president Kharge ji will sit and decide. It is the K.C. Venugopal, they will all sit and decide. It is the leaders of the West Bengal Congress, they will sit, will discuss and will decide. And I think after the decision, everybody in the country will get to know about how many seats the Congress party is getting, or we'll be fighting the elections all alone, but we are ready to fight. Congress party is ready to fight this Lok Sabha elections with full zeal.
Right. So there is still a possibility, at least from what you're saying, Dolly, I want to go across to Manojit, still a possibility that actually the alliance may not work out. The seat sharing may not work out. The parties may not see eye to eye. Is it not a problem, particularly between the TMC and the Congress, because they are such bitter rivals on ground locally, and not just their local leaders, their cadres, they just don't see eye to eye?
No, how then Congress and CPM come together if they're fighting each other in Kerala?
That's also a question. It's an open-ended question, actually.
Right. So I think these are issues, these are local issues which can be sorted out at the national level. We are very clear that we need to drive this force politically out, just to save the country, the constitution of the country. You can see how they are muzzling the voice of the people, both inside and outside the parliament. They have weaponized even the parliamentary chairs, the chairs of both the deputy speaker and the speaker in both the houses, by suspending MPs after MPs. They started incidentally with one of our leaders, the leader of the Rajya Sabha, Mr. Derek O'Brien. So you could understand that we are on the same page when it comes to fighting them out. There are local issues, it can happen. I do not need to comment on Mr. Adhir Chowdhury, because he has been a bitter critic of Mamata Banerjee for the last 25 years. And he could see why Mamata Banerjee is right now how could Mamata Banerjee fight the CPM out, and who are now in alliance with CPIM? It is Adhir Chowdhury and the Congress brigade. They used to say 15 years back that the thousands of their cadres were actually brutally murdered by CPIM, and now they are in alliance with CPIM. So I believe these are lame excuses by Mr. Adhir Chowdhury to get their alliance done with CPIM. They are more comfortable with the CPIM, who the party that was accused of killing their cadres. So I think the Congress is now at zero in terms of the last major election of 2021, and it has happened because of their faulty policy. They have to get their act together to come to Trinamool Congress.
So you're basically saying that there is absolutely no way and there is no justification for the TMC to give any more than 2 seats to the Congress. Dolly, you want to respond to that? This is precisely what the TMC leadership is saying. Zero at the moment. We are still giving you 2. You should be happy in 2.
Like I said earlier, it is Kharge ji, the president of the Congress party, who will decide whether we will go with the alliance with TMC or not. It is the party president that has to decide. It is not me and him sitting in the debate and can decide on the seat share, how many seats the Congress party wants and how many seats TMC is going to give. So it is ultimately the negotiation between the leaders of TMC and the Congress party, and whatever is the decision, I think will be given large in open very soon.
But very soon seems to be already something that should have happened yesterday. Manojit, Mandal, the TMC is also a little frustrated that a lot of the seat sharing decisions haven't been taken yet. Do you believe this is a problem with the India alliance currently?
It should have been done. It should be done, I think, very soon. And I would definitely concur with my Congress friend on one count, that the TMC is not aligned with the party in the state. The alliance talk is going on at the national level with Mr. Kharge and Mrs. Sonia Gandhi. I think ultimately they will take the call. I have given you the history of Mr. Adhir Chowdhury and his bitter tirades for Mamata Banerjee for the last 25 years, not just in last 2-3 days, for the last 25. In fact, he is one of the leader because of which Mamata Banerjee had to form a new political party to fight the CPM. He was one of them, of course.
So how will such large differences be papered over is exactly the question I'm asking. You raised the point of Congress and CPIM being in an alliance. When you talk of this national alliance, Manojit Mandal, even TMC is effectively in alliance with the CPM. You're all part of the same bloc.
I repeat, we are very clear. In Bengal, I am saying this with full responsibility. They are even at times pandering to the BJP, the local Congress leader. That's not happening at the national level.
Congress accuses you of doing that.
Absolutely clear about that. So we are only in talks with the national leaders. If they agree to our arrangement.
But national leaders are discussing seat sharing in the states. There is no separate quota of a national seat. Seats are coming from states.
That is their internal problem. The decision will be taken, as far as the TMC is concerned, by 2 of the principal leaders, Mrs. Mamata Banerjee and Mr. Abhishek Banerjee, the president and the general secretary of the party.
Let me quickly go across to Shazia Ilmi of the BJP. I know what she is going to say, but I still want to ask the same question that I ask the BJP every time. There are vast differences. Manojit has kind of very eloquently outlined the differences, very stringent ideological and political differences between leadership of the TMC and the Congress today. How do you see pass through that? Or does the BJP, as you keep saying, that this is never going to happen?
Shivani, if we go beyond the platitudes and go into the specifics, the questions raised vis-a-vis TMC and Congress and the antipathy they feel towards each other at this point of time, so succinctly expressed by Manojit Mandal, I would like to say and repeat this, that what you're talking about specifically to West Bengal and TMC and Congress are exactly the same questions that Congress will be asked in Punjab and AAP by Aam Aadmi Party, in UP by Akhilesh Yadav and Samajwadi Party and maybe BSP, we don't know yet. And the same question will also be asked in Bihar by RJD and JDU. So it is, by RJD and JDU. So these are the same questions, and the same questions will be asked of each other by the LDF and UDF in Kerala. So it is there.
Can I reply to her?
It is there
Yes,
doing
Manojit, one second.
undoing, the unraveling. So no, let me finish. No, you spoke a lot, Manojit. Let me come. I just got a chance to speak. So let me finish saying what I'm saying. So it's
No, I'll
all
answer your
very,
question.
very
I'll
fine
answer
to
your
say we
question.
have to defeat BJP. We have to save the constitution. When it comes to actuals and specifics, state-wise, this is the reality, and also one is also forcing some sort of an arrangement. How do you go to people and voters as warring factions just to defeat the BJP and convince your cadres, let alone the voters?
I
mean, how do you ever see this
Can I just say,
happening?
I may be hazarding a guess, but I think their voters and cadres are already convinced. It is just about getting and hitting the road early enough.
Okay.
And the pivotal question for them is, are they already too late? But I'll take that to our political expert. Manojit Mandal, I'll give you 30 seconds to respond very quickly, please.
No, I think Shazia doesn't need to bother because Shazia doesn't have any alliance in their kitty. I mean, I'm again asking the same question which I've been asking for the last 6 months. Name the second political party in NDA with more than 5 seats in the parliament. At least we have 20 parties to talk about.
But that's,
These
you're
are
making a
diverse
virtue
issues.
out of
These
a
are
necessity.
diverse
But that is a
issues.
strength.
These
That
should
is a
be
strength.
taken
That is a
care of.
weakness.
But
This is our strength.
What
What you think is a weakness is actually a strength.
You don't need to,
That is why yours is a kachi atpaki khichdi, whereas we are giving solid, nutritious ahar. That is a difference between you and us. That is a difference. What you think is a weakness is actually a strength. It is a strength. It was actually a strong government in the center that we will be talking about. You have not understood it. You got it all wrong. You have got it all wrong, my friend. This is the point of strength that we are talking about. There are 20 warring factions. वही तो मैं भी कह रही हूँ. अरे भाई मैं भी वही कह रही हूँ कि सब आपस में लड़ाई मरे जा रहे हो. You tearing each other out with claws. All your claws out. Your knife is out for BJP, but your claws are out for each other.
Okay, can I come in? Can I come in?
That's what I'm
Manojit,
saying.
you may ask the question, where is your alliance? But it is not mandatory in India's political system to have an alliance to fight the election. You're making a virtue. You're making a virtue out of a necessity.
It's not mandatory.
No, but then what was the need of showing 38?
Not a necessity, a majboori. A compulsion, a majboori.
Half the parties had no
ये आपकी मजबूरी है.
If the Congress, Dolly wants to come in. Amitabh, please, I request your patience for a couple of more minutes. Dolly wants to come in. Dolly, you are saying that they don't have a big alliance, but they have these 38 parties. I get that. But can I ask you, hand on your heart, if the Congress was in a situation where you didn't need regional parties, would you be forming this alliance? Today, the Congress is being looked at as a weak link in this alliance. No regional leader wants to give you your piece.
See, we've always respected our alliance partners, unlike the BJP. What they've done to the JDU, what they've done to the I.N.D.I.A, and what they've done to Akali Dal, everybody has left them. They've left long back. And what was the need of showing 38 parties coming together when half of the parties had no MLAs? Why the Prime Minister came and attended that NDA meeting, coming up with 38 parties when they're fighting all alone?
Why not? But why not?
No.
But why not?
When you're fighting alone, you said, Shazia ji, you said you're fighting alone.
No, the problem is you are the ones having a problem with your alliance. You are the ones who are cobbling together an alliance because you are totally stuck and you're warring with each other and you're tearing each other's eyes out. You're clawing each other's eyes out. You can't come to any point.
Okay.
Ours is a very peaceful alliance. BJP alone is capable. And we have a wonderful alliance. Please don't worry about us.
1 second. Can I just
Please
come in?
don't worry about
Dolly,
us, my
I'll give you
dear
an
friend.
opportunity. I don't want people speaking over each other because then neither of you will be heard. I'll give you an opportunity again if I can. The point is that it doesn't help the India alliance whether BJP has 3 alliance partners or 38 alliance partners, Amitabh Tiwari. That's not the point. The point here is, can you come to agreement? Because you also agree in many ways that, see, this is the necessity. We have to come together to beat the BJP. That is why this has been possible. What do you make of the conflicts that the parties are going through on seat sharing?
Has simple majority on its own, so it doesn't need alliance. It has 300 seats and the second largest party in parliament is 50. 1/6 of BJP Delhi. Correct. So that's why the opposition needs an alliance. That's number one. Number two, alliances conceptually cannot take place between number one party and number two party in a state like Punjab, AAP and Congress. AAP has got anti-Congress votes in the Vidhan Sabha elections. When they form an alliance, will that vote transfer to Congress candidate when it is the joint candidate? No. Similarly, in Kerala, CPM and Congress are number one, number two. They cannot form an alliance. Now in West Bengal, the Congress has to choose whether to go with alliance with TMC or with CPM, because TMC cannot give seats or accommodate both. By the principle of natural justice, if the India bloc or unless the India bloc follows the concept of whichever party was winner in 2019, they have the first right. Whichever party was runner-up in 2019, they have the first right. So by this formula, the number of seats which TMC has agreed to give to Congress is not wrong, because Congress was first in only 2 seats in Bengal, and it was a runner-up in 1 seat, which the TMC had won. So TMC had a right, has a higher right or a bigger right over that seat. Now this conflicts what this sends a message again to the neutral voter, because see, most of the ideologically aligned voters are already decided, correct? But that number is not very big. In India, only 31% voters are loyal voters, as per Access My India survey. But what this message or this conflict gives a message to the neutral voters is that all is not well in this alliance, and if there is a tussle going on for seats, what will happen if they win the elections, and then do we turn onto an era of 11-month governments of VP Singh, Chandrasekhar, H.D. Devegowda and Indra Kumar Gujral? So India is at a very important cusp in its political history, and at this time, none of the voters want political instability. And this bickering gives an indication of instability of the alliance, which may put off some of the neutral votes.
Yes, and you know, they do say that behind the scenes we'll work it out. But actually what's crucial is not how cordial you are behind the scenes. What's more crucial is how bitter are you fighting, you know, in public. That's the perception that is to be managed more, and maybe that's where the India Alliance partners are failing. Amitabh, I've got 30 seconds. I do want to ask you quickly 2 things. Eventually, if something has to give, do you think, as you pointed out in TMC's case, Congress will have to give? Congress will have to bite the bullet and say, okay, our results are too poor over the last 2 cycles. We will just not get that many seats from our alliance partners this time.
So Congress in Bengal will have to accept either 2 seats or go with an alliance with CPM, which may not be a potent alliance to defeat the BJP. The problem of Congress actually is, or the dilemma is, that in the 190 direct BJP versus Congress contest, MP, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan, TMC does not have a single vote. So the problem is that Congress will transfer 5%, 6% vote share to TMC if there is an alliance.
But they will not get the benefit of the same. And even in those direct fights, the Congress's record is actually not great.
Benefit to Congress.
Yeah, unfortunately, we've run out of time. I do thank all of our guests for joining us. Look forward to having you again. Time for me to take your leave. My colleague Rahul Shiv Shankar is joining you.